Well, we got the first good rain in about a month last night, and we were very thankful for that. Of course, it took down some trees. Don't know if lightning hit them or whatever, but it was just below our development and blocked off the only road off of the mountain for about 2 hours. But we weren't trying to get off, so it didn't make any difference. We just heard by telephone calls warning us not to try to get off because we couldn't. The power lines and the trees were across the road. Missed out on putting the video clip about the birds, so I'm going to give you several extras, and you can say that's for the birds if you want to. My brother said it's a positive thing, that anything that falls on the ground that is benevolence for the birds, and so he has a different take on it rather than it being negative. But anyway, here's some birds for you from our bird box here on the mountain, and they have a great view of the lake and the beach, and get all of the nice seed that they can get from a premium bird seed from Trailer Supply. So I hope you enjoy these birds that have come and visited us this last couple of days. And sorry that I didn't put it on Friday's clip. Forgot to go back and add it on. Today we're continuing in the book of Philippians, and we're chapter 4, and because of our citizenship being in heaven, we're supposed to stand firm, and we're supposed to keep all of the little squabbles and fights taken care of, and we're supposed to be sure that we rest and that our struggle in the gospel is not in vain. And so the names are in the book of life, and that's a very good word. So today we pick up in verse 4. It says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again I say, rejoice." Now remember, this is the sanctification section. We're supposed to be rejoicing all the time. And it's rejoicing is not in our circumstances, but we're rejoicing in the Lord. And let your gentle spirit be known to all men. The Lord is near. And I think that's really true. You read the headlines, and how far could he be away at this point? Be anxious for no thing, nothing. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to the God. Now, I don't know about you, but I always like to go back and look at some of these superlatives, and we see this gentle spirit, and it's for all men. We are to be anxious for nothing. And supplication is a word that you may not be familiar with, but it's a humble, earnest plea or beg. It's a desperation call out to God for our needs. And let it be known, God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all comprehension, all understanding, any way that you could understand it, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. The peace of God. Despite our circumstances, in all of the tribulations of this world, we can have a peace of God in our hearts, but also in our minds. That's where we do all of our fretting, isn't it? So when we are sanctified, when we are in Christ, and we rejoice in the Lord, and we have a gentle spirit for all men, and we know that we're to be anxious with nothing, but to go ahead and let the Lord know with a humble and earnest plea and desperation our special needs, then he will guard our hearts and our minds with a peace that passes all understanding. You know, I have a feeling that those birds pretty much live that kind of life. They just trust the Lord for their daily bread, and they don't fret and they don't worry. They just enjoy all that God's created. And that's my thought for the day. God bless you and have a great day.